It feels really relevant today to talk about fear-based narrative because of the climate in the world right now. But it doesn't just have to be a virus that's going on that's triggering fear in us. You might be having fear because of the current climate in your job sector. You might be having fear because you've got an idea but you're not sure whether it's good enough and whether it's worth seeing through into a creative project. So whatever's triggering your fear, I want to explore today with some free writing with the red typewriter, how you can start to create a different narrative, how you can start to create a narrative that has a different ending to the one that your fear is currently showing you. So it might be an ending that leads to success, it might be an ending that leads to happiness. Whatever ending you want, by the end of this video, you're going to have some tools and techniques that are going to give you a chance to change that narrative that you're currently imagining and create one that is really fulfilling for you. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what happens. Fear. There will be moments in life throughout the day where something happens, either a thought or something that you see or something you feel, and then your fear is going to be triggered. Here is where your thoughts will then travel along a fear-based narrative. Our minds are working in the way that they've evolved to work, imagining the worst, picturing threat in our minds and working out how best to deal with the situation. The irony is that we then end up living the very fear-based narrative that we dread. We experience it by seeing the worst in our mind, and we have the feelings of someone who is in a dire or extreme situation. The first thing to do is recognize the difference between a story that we're telling ourselves, either by thinking things that will happen or by picturing things, and a story that we can tell ourselves based on the present moment. This present moment is so key because only in this place are we connected to an infinite number of endings to the narrative. A fear-based narrative, once it starts in our thoughts, will only play out in one way. Hoping that it turns out differently is like sitting down to watch one of your favorite films that you've seen a dozen times and hoping that this time the film is going to end differently. It doesn't. Once you become aware of what your fear-based narrative is, the one with that very limited sequence of events, perhaps your fear-based narrative is that the world is a very dangerous and unforgiving place. Perhaps your fear-based narrative is that your work, your career, or your life feel very limited, claustrophobic, or perhaps even you feel unlucky. Or you might feel that your fear-based narrative is a case of you against the system being those gatekeepers to your dreams, those gatekeepers to your book being published, those gatekeepers to your creative project reaching millions of people through the cinemas. But once you become aware of whatever that fear-based narrative is, you then have a chance of creating a different one. Come back to who you want to be. Recast yourself as the hero. Remember your dreams and tell the story in your mind of those dreams coming true. Look to design a story for your life that has an ending that you want, and focus then on all of the plot points that you have to imagine in order to make them work. Here you're going to start to see the present moment for how it can be to you right now. And then you will start to notice new opportunities, different truths. You will see the characters in your life and the role that they play in your narrative of happiness, of success, whatever you want your narrative to be. And then your narrative will become one of believing that the best can come out of any situation. I really wanted to come out here today, especially with things that have been going on in the world right now, and feeling really aware that there are going to be a lot of people out there who are feeling fear, and to just explore what it's like to be out in nature and to begin to consider thinking of a different story that we can tell ourselves. So it's not to diminish that we are feeling fear, and it's not to diminish that we might be thinking the worst or feeling the worst, but really to just remind yourself that in any moment you have a choice to just come back to what's present and what's going on around you, and begin to get creative in your mind and to start to see and imagine things turning out differently, and to always come back to yourself and to always come back to the dreams within you, because no matter what's going on in the world around you right now, your dreams within you are still there, and those dreams are also calling for you to play out a narrative that is going to see them through as well. So I hope this provided you with some comfort. I hope this provided you with some tools. That's what we're about on this channel here, providing you with some real techniques that you can use to start practicing thoughts and feelings and really honing your mind so that you can have the results and the experiences that you want in this life. If you're new here, then thanks for watching, and consider subscribing if you want to be experiencing creativity and having lots of support in your journey at the moment. I'll see you on the next video.